Today, I want to talk about a subject that I used to deal with a lot, and that is trying to gain more respect. The first thing when it comes to trying to gain more respect is you need to find the root problem that is causing the lack of respect in your daily life. For me, that root problem was not sticking to my word. Now, I wasn't a pathological liar, but I was very I was just very inconsistent with how I would talk about things, who I would talk about things with, and what I would say. If I said I wanted to try something, I used to not really commit to that 100%. So to start actually gaining the respect you want and that you think you deserve and that you need, because respect has a lot more to do with how you respect yourself and how other people respond to what you say. So today I'm going to talk about how to gain more respect. Number one, you want to commit to your own words. If you say you're going to do something, do it. Don't half-ass it. Try, commit, and stick to what you say. If you say, I'm going to start a YouTube channel and I'm going to be a famous millionaire in about 8 months, and you do 0 of those things, the person who heard you, including yourself, is going to trust you less next time. And anytime you say you want to do something from now on, they're going to keep that in consideration, and they're going to say, okay, great, another one of his ideas, another one of his visions that he wants to accomplish. So now no one's going to believe you. They're going to think less of you because you are not committing to what you're saying. That is super, super important, especially when it comes to not just respecting yourself, but respecting the things you say and respecting the boundaries you put on other people. If you say you're going to do something, people better understand you're going to actually do it, including yourself. You need to believe in yourself. Gaining the respect of other people can also mean gaining the respect of yourself. Next, say less than what you need to. Saying less than what you need to is vital. You don't want to overspeak. If you talk too much, people are going to not believe what you say, and they're going to be like, oh, like if you just add random details into sentences for no specific reason, that's kind of a red flag, especially when it comes to trusting somebody. So you don't want to do that too much. You really don't want to just start speaking and then you can't commit to everything you say. You don't need to say your whole plan. You don't need to say everything all the time. You don't need to be super clear all the time. You just need to say something with enough clarity for someone to hear you and for someone to understand what you're saying. If you start rambling, if you start just speaking nonsense, people are going to just listen less. And if you listen less, that is a sign of disrespect. If I don't want to hear what you have to say, I don't respect you. If I want to hear what you say, I respect you. Next, be genuine and kind to others. You ever been around someone who just talks shit about people behind their back? Do you respect that person? I didn't think so. I don't respect that person. Neither should you. So you don't want to be that person. You don't want to talk about people behind their back. You don't want to be disingenuous. And whenever you're mean to someone else, especially someone in a lower position or just weaker than you in general, that doesn't make you seem cool. I never thought that made anyone seem any cooler. So take that into consideration. Don't bully people and always be kind if you can. Now you have limits, you have boundaries, but in general, be kind, be nice to other people. Lastly, listening is more valuable. People underestimate this portion of respect because they think that you need people to hear you and you need people to understand what you're saying to achieve a certain level of respect. That is the farthest thing from the truth. You need to listen. Listening is far more valuable. Listening will take you so much farther than just talking will. If you listen to people and you understand what they want, what they're saying and what that means to you, then you get a clear understanding of not just them, but also you and how you respond to certain things, how you have to respond to certain people, what certain social situations affect the way you respond. Listening is crucial. You ever been around someone who just talks about themselves all the time? That's a terrible person to be around. They're self-centered, they're annoying, you don't want to hang out with them. That's usually what happens. You don't want to be that guy. Just listen to the people around you. If someone's venting and they always vent to you, sit there, actively listen, and that's about it. You don't need to do much more than that. You don't need to do much less than that. All you need to do is sit there and hear that person. They're going to have a better opinion of you, and you will start to understand that person more. That's going to help you farther down the line than just spouting nonsense all the time about yourself, your wealth, or who you think you are, or who people think you are. That doesn't help anybody. So listen just a little bit more. And in general, try to stick to your own words. That's really the main point. Everyone who heard you say what you said about what you were going to do, including yourself, if you don't stick to that, people are going to trust you less. You're going to trust you less. No one is going to think more of you for saying you're going to do something. That doesn't make you sound cool. What makes you sound cool is saying you're going to do something and then doing that same exact thing that you said you were going to do. That's what makes a person cool. That's what makes a person worthy of respect. That's the person that I respect the most. So hearing that, you need to acknowledge and you need to understand that every single person who hears you, your mom, your sister, your brother, if you say you're going to do something and they're just like, oh yeah, sure, you're going to do that, and they just don't believe you at all, that's a sign that you're not about what you say you're about. That's not a sign that you're a trustworthy person. That's not a sign that you're a person who commits to what they say they're going to do. That's a sign of a person who has little respect in their life. You don't need respect. You don't need to make people fear you. You don't need to make people love you. But you do need to respect yourself. And you do need to respect what you say and how you speak to other people. Without any of those things, if you're not worthy of respect from yourself, that's going to impact the way you go out throughout life. Because then anything you say you're going to do, you're already going to be starting on the back foot. You're already going to start not believing what you say. That's the biggest problem. That's the biggest takeaway from me. If I don't believe what I'm going to say, if I don't believe in myself and what I say I'm going to do, then that affects how I do that activity next time. I'm probably going to half-ass it. I'm probably going to fail, and that'll take a much greater mental toll on me. So next time you say something, don't say more than you have to. Don't announce your plans to the world all the time. All you have to do is say what you're going to do, make a plan, and start doing it. It's not about if you win. All it's about is if you stick to what you say. That's pretty much it. You like what you saw, subscribe. Thanks.